Welcome to HDTV. You're now rocking with your boy.
Sometimes at the club and pictures, and you're like, what's this guy all about? He's the real deal. He come like Sean McVay and I co-hosting, and we had Kliff on, and Kingsbury, you see the pictures of him, and he's doing the stanky leg dance, and you see him sometimes at the club and pictures, and you're like, what's this guy all about? He's the real deal. He comes out, and he's hilarious in this thing. Starts right out of the gates on the podcast, and is busting Sean's balls for being shirtless, drinking rosé in the first scene of Hard Knocks this season. And then he tells a story. They tell a story that I'd never known, that I think everyone should listen to this podcast, where essentially it was a meaningless Week 17 game last year. Both teams weren't going to the playoffs. And Kingsbury calls McVay before the game, like hours before kickoff, and is like, I need 2 field passes. And McVay's like, what are you talking about? You need 2 field passes. And we're about to coach against each other. I need 2 field passes. The game was in the LA Coliseum. It was the last game at the LA Coliseum. And it turns out it was for a European Instagram model that Kingsbury had met and wanted to get it on the field before the game. And I'm like, this stuff is not being on ESPN or NFL Network. So they're all laughing about it. And then Sean's like, it didn't really work out. And then Kliff said, well, I won the pregame. And then Sean was like, I bet you won the postgame too. So this is what we're dealing with. It's a different side of these coaches. But if you're a real football geek, and Pat, I think your fans would love it. It's a lot of stuff on like, where'd you discover that play? Do you steal from certain coaches in your play? Because both these guys are offensive, forward-thinking guys, and they have so much respect for each other. So it's been a real thrill. It's called Flying Coach. It's a podcast. 60 minutes. Kingsbury blew me away. I didn't think he had it in him like that. He was a fantastic interview subject, and I don't think I've ever seen him like that.
Kliff Kingsbury, I think he was obviously backup quarterback in New England. I think AJ, you know him from the Kentucky Derby. Always felt as if from the pictures I've seen of him, like, okay, bro, like that's a guy I would like to talk to. Is that what you're learning, I think, through this whole thing? I assume you're friends with McVay, obviously. You told stories about being at the Senior Bowl together whenever he was lower in the whole thing, just having beers together and kind of seeing these people grow.
So basically, Kliff Kingsbury thinks about models, European models, more than thinking about the game itself. And these are the guys getting jobs, right? These are the guys getting jobs over a lot of coaches who are, of course, black and are very well experienced and have been in the league longer than these guys. Look, you are not a player. You are a head coach. You are a leader of men. You guys are so worried about banging your Instagram models that you worry about coaching. Sean McVay can coach. He's been to a Super Bowl. This is his second time going to a Super Bowl. You have yet to go to a Super Bowl, sir. And from looking at your game plans, how you guys got beat by the Rams, I guess you probably gave your buddy, called your buddy and said you need to bring 2 more models up there to, to have, field seats or field passes. So this explains why you guys haven't been doing jack crap in the latter part of the seasons and the early part. Look, I don't care if you don't like my page, if you think I'm race baiting. I'm not. This is the truth. I live in a world called double standard. Now the world is rich or poor, but at the end of the day, they will pull your card to say, well, you're this color or whatever, so we're going to have to ding that against you. The NFL goes by colorism. It's not going by the person who could do the job. But you're putting these overprivileged white boys, or pink folk as I call them, or WBs, in positions that could have been given to a prominent coach who could do a better job. Your play calling has been atrocious in big games and situational games. Outside of the Dallas Cowboys game down the stretch, you guys look terrible, Mr. Kingsbury. But this is what's expected because Kingsbury was trash at Texas Tech and he had Patrick Mahomes. He had everybody feeling like, oh, Patrick Mahomes can't play. Seriously. But yet, we give him a pass. He's not on the hot seat because he made a playoff game. Look, if this was two young black coaches, or hell, any minority coach that is of dark complexion or brown complexion, you know, because there's some Latinos and Latinas, some Latinos that are dark, and there's some other coaches that are dark. Would this story have been more well received? I don't think Arizona fans are happy about this because their team got their butt kicked this past season. I don't think they're happy that Kliff Kingsbury's too busy trying to get some before the game and after the game. His head's not in the game and they're getting their butt kicked. He should be fired. Kliff Kingsbury should lose his job. He should. Because if this guy did what he was supposed to do before the game, they may have had a chance to defeat the Los Angeles Rams. They played terrible down the stretch, but I know why. Kliff Kingsbury too busy trying to get with a damn European IG model. What do you think this will make his team feel like? Do you think these guys will look at him the same? If they do, then they're hypocrites. They're idiots. I'm not even going to say hypocrites. They're just idiots. Because if this was my coach, he's too busy out there trying to do his thing and everything, then I'm sorry. I can't respect that at all. I can't. You know, this is very disrespectful. This is very disappointing that Kliff Kingsbury would do this. You're squandering opportunity that a lot of black men can't have or anybody can have. You have a chance to coach a team and be one of the best to ever do it. And your best thing is, oh, I need these two European IG models, dog. Hook me up with some field passes. And McVay's looking at you like, dude, are you serious? We're about to play each other. Like, it's not funny because he took it seriously when he whooped your ass, but you don't take it seriously, which shows me that you're not a great leader of men. And if anybody disagrees, you guys can go to hell because I played this game. May not have been at the NFL level. I played basketball. May not have been at the high school or professional or college level. But my teammates, I valued them like they were my brothers out there. And I knew if I made a mistake or they made a mistake, that was our butt. So we played as one. This is disrespectful. And you better show up this year, sir, or I think you ought to be let go. But he's a pink complexion, so he's going to get extra chances and extra shots to rewrite his wrongs, correct? Thank you for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, share this. Hit that notification bell to select all to receive upcoming notifications. And if you love what you hear, you can go to the description box. Hit that link. You can go to my Cash App. You could donate $1 or $1 million. Whatever you're willing to give, we accept. We also got the Super Chat running. You can hit the Super Chat, $1, $5, $10. You know, we accept. Thank you guys for listening, and we're out. This is Live Boy, and this is Deezy.